Clones. Garry's mod has tons of them for Android devices, as you might have seen here in my previous video, and the best amongst them in my opinion was Gorebox. And this video is a quick comparison between it and Gmod. So let's start with the platform. Garry's mod is available on Steam for PC. Gorebox is available on the Play Store for Android, but it is coming soon to Steam as well. Price. Gmod costs $9.99 but is available for as low as $2.49 during sales. The cost can vary widely upon your region though, with Russians being able to buy the game for as low as 13 cents during sales of course. Gorebox is free, but there are ads. But they're fairly infrequent, and from what I've seen, they play only when you select a new map to begin playing a new session, like this one right here. Of course, you can turn off ads by turning off your Wi-Fi, but apparently you don't receive text if you do this. Wait, you guys are getting text? Number of players. Between 38 to 95 million players own Gmod. More than 1 million players have downloaded Gorebox. Maps. Unmodded, Gmod has two maps. Flatgrass, which is a map filled with grass, which is flat, with this building which decided to get a flat top haircut, and Construct, which seems simple at first, but it has a lot of depth to it. There's these really tall buildings, there's these back rooms. I heard Mr. Garry Smod himself roams these areas at night. There's this beautiful lake, there's this mirrored studio-like area. Sometimes I come here to remember how good looking I am. There's this large, empty, blank space, this dark, empty, basement-like area, and finally there's the secret room right here with a doll. Flatgrass has one too with the same doll. This is wearing a grey hoodie over here. Hey, just because he's secretive doesn't mean he isn't fashionable. Unmodded, Gorebox has a whole 9 maps. There's Plains, which is well very plain to see. There's Legacy, which is the classic Gorebox map. In it, there's this huge airplane hangar, except where exactly am I supposed to hang my airplanes though? You've got a little dock, this garage with working shutters, this container yard, Go Box? More like Go Container, am I right? There's this really tall structure, and you have to use the world's tallest ladder to get up there. Atop it, there is Benjamin right here. Go on, say hi, Benjamin. Benjamin? Oh, okay. Benjamin needs some time to work on his social skills. Okay, don't judge him. There's a mini shooting range and a car. There's this massive slope which leads to the bottom. Not the direction I intended to go actually, or to the top, depends where you're coming from. And finally, this watchtower, which could theoretically be upgraded to a clock tower if you slapped a giant watch onto it. Ironic. The Spit Valley with a long bridge over a very deep hole with an elongated cave system. A submarine would probably fit in this one, however. There's Desert Bridge, which is a war-torn military base with a helipad and an air traffic control tower. The damage on these buildings look pretty cool. There's Conspiracy, which is this massive military installation in the middle of nowhere, which is surrounded by abandoned buildings. There's Polar 6, which is also a military base, but this time in a winter wonderland. Who are we waging war against this time? Penguins? There's just this tower and a couple of cozy cabins here. There's Reminiscence, which appears to be a private island with its own dock, a bar, and a mansion. There's Destructible Towers, which are a couple of destructible twin towers. Why couldn't they make like a destructible twin bridge or something instead? And finally, there's Chamber, which is just a large empty room with lights in it. This seems like the sort of place where Mr. Beast could record one of his confinement challenges. And for every day you spend in here, he'll give you 10,000 rats. It can get very lonely in here, of course. Jimmy is very understanding like that. Gravity gun. So the fizz gun in Gmod, you can grab stuff with it, move it around, rotate it in different angles, pull or push it away from you, and even freeze it in place. The Reality Crusher version 2 in Gorebox also does all of the same things as the fizz gun, but while screaming in absolute agony while doing so. I mean, seriously, who thought that adding this annoying sound effect was a good idea? In Gmod, you can't pull objects more than a certain distance towards yourself, probably out of a feeling of self-preservation, but your Gorebox character can pull objects directly onto himself if he wants. Yes, you could say that I'm giving myself a Also, the Reality Crusher looks kinda ugly, and unlike Gmod, it is needed to be equipped to both spawn and delete objects. But also unlike Gmod, you don't need to click on things in the spawn menu in order to bring it into reality. You can just select it once and then do it directly instead. This is something that I think it does better than Gmod. Gmod allows you to choose between 87 playable characters from Half-Life 2, Counter-Strike, and other Valve games, including this guy. Where are you walking to? Huh? The ashtray? It also allows you to adjust the color of their clothing and choose skins for some of them. The term skins here being quite ironic, of course. There aren't any playable characters in Gorebox, but you can customize your character. You can change his colors and his hairstyle. Spawn list. Gmod has over 2,000 items that you can spawn, including tires and vehicle frames, airplane parts, railway tracks and trains. Everybody strapped in? Let's go! This is why I never take the subway. I always opt for McDonald's instead. Everybody's strapped in. Let's go! Gorebox allows you to choose between spawning more than 200 props, which include furniture, home tools, decorations which include alphabets, and food props, which you can't eat, by the way. But I was hungry. Back to McDonald's it is then. Let's go! Weapons. Gmod has a variety of weapons from Half-Life 2 which include pistols, the iconic crowbar. I said the iconic crowbar. There we go. An RPG launcher, stun stick, gravity gun, and crossbow. No, I'm sorry actually. Gorebox has 7 melee weapons, including a crowbar, 5 pistols, 6 submachine guns, these ragdolls are immune I guess, a shotgun, a sniper rifle, an RPG launcher, and a grenade. NPCs. In Gmod you've got these birds, these hostile combined soldiers from Half-Life 2. But he's just sitting there, help me! These combined airships, both robotic and biological, paparazzi drones, murder drones, giant bugs, a giant bug with a machine gun. Oh, we're gonna need to bring out the big chungus for this one. This guy, somebody needs to get him to a McDonald's. I mean, this guy has absolutely no cushioning when he sits down. What a sad life, man. Friendly and neutral Half-Life 2 NPCs, which include aliens and this robot. A variety of head crabs and zombies. This was basically my high school experience. And finally, this guy will eat you if you walk into his trap. Hey! You said that you didn't even want any fries. What? And you wasted them anyway. You dick. In Gorebox we've got some Go dolls, which seem to be ranked from least durability to most. And they just stand around and they don't really do anything.
Hey!
Shut up. And there's neutral NPCs, which this time are ranked from weakest to strongest. They'll just kinda walk around and stuff, and if you attack them, they won't attack you back. Then there's aggressive NPCs. I don't think I needed to mention that they're aggressive. And yes, they include humans, a mutant, and a shadow mutant as well. Next spots. In Gmod, all you have is this one next spot. He walks in a straight line, sits on the floor.
I guess you should go with Alex.
And that's what she says. Oh, she also says that, and so do all the other women that I come into contact with. In Gorebox, you've got 5 standard neck spots, which I believe are inspired from the add-ons from the Gmod workshop, and some I guess are references to memes and stuff. Vehicles. Gmod has this Jeep, this all-terrain airboat, this no-terrain pod. This is the best vehicle in this game. Doesn't use any fuel at all. I'm doing my part for the environment. Are you? There's also numerous chairs which are considered as vehicles because you can press E to sit on them. Gorebox has a couple of vans, of which one is an ambulance, and 5 cars including a muscle car and a police car. There's also this helicopter. Correction, there also was this helicopter. Entities. Garry's mod has a fog, sky, and sun editor. It has these 2D bouncy balls, a bunch of ammunition and stuff from Half-Life 2. In Gorebox, you've got a few balls. There's this plasma field which launches you really high in the sky. There's a few props, thruster. There's clothing which includes 2 vests and 8 hats, 4 of which are from Melon Playground. You can just drag and drop them onto your ragdoll. Well, after they made People Playground 3D, this is practically Melon Playground 3D now. There's these vinyl discs which can actually be played on these gramophones. It's not bad music, I just think that the fishes would appreciate it. There's some consumable medical items, and unlimited beer. There's a flashlight, there's a whole bunch of syringes as you would find in games such as Melon Playground and People Playground. We've also got some explosives, including this radioactive barrel. I like how even the mushroom crowd is blocky. Tool gun. The tool gun in Gmod allows you to attach objects to each other in 11 different ways. And with that, I managed to transform this airboat into a submarine. There's a finger, face, and eye poser. There's an inflator. If I ever go to hell, I know that this will be the main reason.
No nothing remains but the light alone.
That's it, guys. There's an operable camera, which I am not very good at operating. There's a coloring tool, a material changer, a paint tool with the most annoying sound in this game. It's even more annoying than Father Grigori. And the trail tool, which attaches trails to objects.
I guess you should go with Alex.
There's also balloons, which can whisk objects away. I just wanted to get in the chair. Oh my god. Lights, an object duplicator, an object remover. Pretty sure this was what they used during the shooting of Endgame.
You're alright.
I don't know what's happening. I don't know.
Thrusters, and I'm gonna sit on this thing right now. Houston, Mayday. Wheels, and much more, like these emitters. There isn't exactly a tool gun in Gorebox, but there is a mode menu for your fizz gun. You can make invisible links between objects or attach them via ropes. You can shrink objects. This is now an ambulance for rats. And I can drive around in it too. You can enlarge in them. So these are the extra large fries that you can get at any regular McDonald's. And those right there, which you can hardly see, are the extra large fries that you get at McDonald's. You can cause an explosion at the area that you're pointing at. This is a pretty cool feature. I'm sure this guy would disagree though. Spawn balloons, launch objects, and finally teleport to an area that you're pointing at. Now if only there was a bank vault in this game, I'd teleport right in there, not to steal anything, but to finally get a sense of what it's like to be valuable. Post-process. The post-process tab in Gmod allows you to add some pretty cool visual effects to your gameplay. Some of them one at a time, some of them all together at once. Gorebox doesn't have any such post-processes. Not that that's a big loss in my opinion. Dupes and saves. Gmod has a thing called dupes, which allow you to spawn the creations of other players into your game. It also allows you to save your game, download other players' saves, and share your saves with other players as well. From what I've seen, Gorebox doesn't allow you to do any of these things. Utilities. The Utilities tab in Gmod gives you control over a wide variety of things, such as deleting one type of thing or everything, change the fizz gun settings, hide a lot of effects and user interfaces, and a wide variety of sandbox and server settings. So the same thing as the Utilities tab can be accessed in Gorebox in the level settings menu, which allows you to clear dolls, clear blood, and repair doors. Gorebox also allows you to choose between settings such as no clip, invincibility, infinite stamina, infinite ammo, whether your hands should be rendered or not, and whether AI will ignore you or not. You can also hide the user interface, and there's also this time shift option, but I'm not sure if it does anything unless I'm missing something glaringly obvious. Settings. Gmod allows you to adjust a lot of settings, including enabling God mode, a whole list of settings for what should be drawn and what shouldn't be. Where's the one of your French girls option? The settings for NPCs which can disable their thinking. Well, I mean, what are they even thinking about though? Well, nothing positive about me, that's for sure. Cause them to ignore players, join your squad, and even choosing their default weapons. Mods. Gmod has mods. Lots and lots of mods. Over 1.7 million of them, which include game modes, maps, weapons, vehicles, NPCs. Where did he go? Oh, hello. And so much more, like GM Construct within GM Construct. Although Garry's mod originally got its name because it was a mod for Half-Life 2, I feel like for the longest time the mod part actually stands for the mods made by the community now. Gorebox has around 60 mods and they all seem to be maps. Include Black Mesa, McDolland's, Zoo, look we got penguins here, We're just chilling. Oh boy, this Jzaff. And the first map from Half-Life 2. Multiplayer. You can play multiplayer games in Gmod in a wide variety of modes such as roleplay, sandbox,
Oh my god, damn people.
zombie survival, or more like zombie unsurvival in my case, and so much more. Gorebox doesn't have multiplayer yet, but judging by the developer's YouTube channel, it might arrive soon. Console. You can press the tilde key to open the developer console in Gmod. It's basically like a cheat code center for players, and there's over 3000 commands you can input, including commands to make you invisible to NPCs, increasing the gravity, or enabling the third-person camera. Gorebox apparently used to have commands as displayed in this video by Jzaff, but for some reason they did not make it to the newer versions. With that being said, you instead have some of these commands in the console menu, in the level settings menu in Gorebox. Map creation. Creating maps in Garry's mod requires you to dig into its installation folder and use the software included with it, which is called Hammer. Gorebox, on the other hand, has an in-game map creation tool itself. Languages. Gmod allows you to choose between 32 languages for the user interface, including the language of pirates. Gorebox offers users a choice between 8 languages, including lolcat. It's pretty cool. Which is better? So now that we've gone over all of the basic differences, it's time to decide which is the better game. It's Gmod by a mile, but that's because it's a game that's been out for about 17 years now and was published by the behemoth that is Valve itself. Also, it has Half-Life 2, from which it has borrowed a lot of its assets from.
Thank you for writing some fears for the future. Protect some unspoken questions. Do undoors. First,
Gorebox hasn't been out for that long. It isn't as capable as Gmod because it doesn't have the power of the PC yet. And at the end of the day, it's just an indie game. Which to use? If you have a PC, then Garry's mod for sure. Its minimum system requirements are pretty low too, so you shouldn't have a problem running it even on most older laptops. If you don't have a PC, don't want to pay money for Gmod, or you want to play something like Gmod while on the go, then Gorebox makes for a pretty good free alternative. Now with that being said, Gorebox is more like a game that takes inspiration from Gmod as opposed to being a nearly identical clone of it. And if you want an almost one-to-one clone of Gmod on your Android device, then there's always Dmod, which is also available for free on the Play Store. It is of course limited when compared to Gmod, but it is the most accurate clone released till date. If you want to watch a video where I compare Gmod to Dmod, or a video where I check out pretty much every Gmod clone that's out on the Play Store, or even a funny moments video about Gorebox, then this will all be on your screen right about now. I've been Jzaff, you've been my audience, thank you for watching, and goodbye.